Got it.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. All right. What's up, everybody? Welcome to Pod and Long. I'm your host, Ryan. Hello, friends. It's great to have you with us. And I'm here with a man who definitely has a spying bird, robot bird behind him there.
Mm-hmm.
He's still there. Bird. He's still there. It's
we don't like to make eye contact because that's weird for both of us.
Right.
Like
right.
I can't finish.
He's trying to do a job. You're trying to do your job.
And I also don't like the fact that he constantly looks at his watch. Like, let me do it in my time. I mean, everybody hates to be rushed. We're kicking this episode off right.
Was this joke even on this show?
It didn't even begin on the show, but
it didn't begin on the show, but now it's populated its way over here.
Right.
We're also here with a man, Killer Greg 17, his Titans, they fixed their offense, guys.
Yeah, it's done.
Yeah.
Cross that off the list. We'll just promote from within. Mm-hmm. Our shitty offense will remain the same.
I just don't get it. We're just some dudes, right? And it seems just like the worst idea ever to take the guy who is in charge of your miserable passing game and just put him in charge of everything. Yeah. Now, in his defense, it isn't particularly hard to tell Ryan Tannehill to turn around and hand the ball to someone else. I mean,
okay,
I know that game plan.
Oh, yeah. Called the old Jim McMahon.
Yeah, like they've been spying on my Madden games.
Madden Titans. Do we have a Madden update?
No. There's too many good games out. I can't play. I don't have time for Madden. I got my 3 hours of fun out of it.
Yeah. Hogwarts is coming out. You're all over that one.
Oh, boy. Oh, baby. Oh, baby. Hogwarts. Let's be honest. You're just playing Stray at this point, right? That's what you're doing. Just playing Stray.
Wish.
The cat came.
I heard Stray was good.
Yeah.
Yeah. Isn't it good? It is good. I'm sure. What was the game where you were a loaf of bread trying to get around the kitchen? That was my favorite weird game ever.
Duck Hunt.
What was that called? Maybe just bread. I forget. But you were a loaf of bread and you had to
I feel like it was like Toast Me or something.
So the top triggers to move the corners of the bread across the kitchen.
I like that.
It was like dirty dishes you had to avoid and like bugs and stuff.
Oh, it's called Toast.
Just Toast.
Game of our generation right there.
Toast.
All right. Total side note. I know we're talking this is football. So GoldenEye came out on the Nintendo Switch, right? I hadn't played GoldenEye since it came, since back in the day. And I played GoldenEye. If it wasn't the game I played the most of, it was top 3. Like I played the shit out of GoldenEye with all of my friends and stuff like that. So I was so excited to get that game. I got it on the Switch, fired up. I had completely blocked from my mind how dog shit those controls were.
They're
like
bad,
it's all just positivity. And I got down, I'm like, what the fuck am I even doing? James Bond is going in circles. Like completely. The Russians were just laughing at me. They still couldn't hit me, but
yeah, the controls on that game are weird, but they fixed them for that second one. That second one is underrated. The GameCube Bond game. That was pretty fun.
Right. I was like, Greg, you always brought up the fact that early N64 games, the worst enemy in every game is the camera.
It's true.
Your biggest enemy.
Man,
it's rough. I'm surprised they didn't fix that, considering that it's like remastered.
And there's like 4 different controllers, and all of them are like each one.
All of them are shit.
1 to 2 to 3. They actually get worse. Like, by 4, you might as well be pressing A to move forward. It's horrible.
Oh God,
that's really funny to me.
Yeah.
Just spinning in a circle, shooting up at the ceiling.
Although I will say this, you eventually adjust to its crap factor, and you just kind of remember how to do it.
Yeah, we always did.
Right. Yeah.
I don't know if those controls are bad necessarily. They're just not what we're used to anymore. I didn't
have
any trouble when I was 12.
That was what it was.
It's actually a very frustrating experience as an adult when you go back to a game and you're like, I fucking beat this game when I was 8.
Yeah.
Now I can't get past the first boss.
Yeah.
I did distinctly remember
all the time.
Everybody crowded around, the 20-inch TV that I had in my basement playing GoldenEye, and I was like darting through pyramids and I was going down things and jumping. I can barely walk forward when I picked it up. And I'm like 12-year-old Mark would be so embarrassed by this.
He'd be so upset.
He'd be happy with the money you're making, but be very embarrassed by how you're playing GoldenEye.
Your ability
right
to pwn fools.
Right. Just throw the proximity grenade at your foot, at your feet, blow yourself up. I mean, I did that a bunch of times.
Maybe you just need like a leader of surge. Like maybe that's what you need. Like get back in the space. You know.
I gotta mentally.
Yeah, and you're playing what's it called? Playing shape.
Yeah, you're playing on too big. You gotta shrink that screen down, and you gotta start drinking Surge.
Right.
Staying up all night.
Hop on WCW. I could actually
call the WCW hotline.
Yeah, right.
Talk to Mean Gene.
Find out who's coming over. It's Mike Awesome.
Money well spent.
It's gonna get worse though. It gets worse.
Tom Brady of WCW.
Oh God. All right, let's talk about football.
Coming to the booth.
Oh God. It's like $400 million. We talked about that last week, right?
He's not coming back this year. Did you hear that?
Oh, really?
Brady? He's not going to the booth this year. Yeah,
he's not going to do the booth this year.
Sending naked pictures to the internet.
Too busy with 80 for Brady.
Yeah.
Red carpets.
God, I got to promote my movie. If I hated us more, I'd make us go watch that for this.
I would love to do that, except for it's him.
Yeah.
If it was anybody else, I would.
Yeah.
I hope they have like a Belichick like rapping grandma moment.
Oh God.
Trying to make him cool.
I wish it was about Kerry Collins.
My name is Belichick, and I'm here to say,
go fuck yourself. That's how I got the R rating. He said it twice.
Belichick has sex with one of the ladies, the 80 for Brady lady.
It's like the Always Sunny one where the gimmick is they just show it. Like that's the gimmick. It's instead of insinuating there's a sex scene, they just show the whole sex scene. That's how Belichick got in.
Oh God. This show is already weird. It was going to be weird from the beginning.
Yes. We have games to talk about.
Right. We have no games to talk about. There's only 2 more shows for this season, and then we'll get ready for next season. But let's start with a couple of quick things before we talk about the Super Bowl. Let's talk about this Pro Bowl. What did you think? Did you watch any of this Pro Bowl?
Not a lick. Didn't even watch. I saw it got good ratings though, which means it's coming back.
It seemed like the players didn't like it at first, but then they did like it in the end. Yeah. The only clip I saw was Tyreek Hill getting smashed by Jalen Ramsey.
Yeah, that's all I saw too. And then Peyton getting real upset that the rules were broken at the end.
Yeah. That man loves his rules.
Yeah. His rules. I was thinking about this today. I was thinking about Brady and his $375 million and how utterly unlikable he was. And then I was trying to put it in context, I suppose, because I hate Tom Brady. So I was curious if it was just like I don't want to see Tom Brady because I'm tired of Tom Brady. Mm-hmm. But fucking nobody likes that guy. And then I was like, well, it was probably just because he was dominant for so long. And while I think there's certainly an element of that, there were other dominant players as well that people fucking love. People still like Drew Brees. People still like Peyton Manning.
Right.
Phillip Rivers has enough kids that just the entire, I assume, state wherever he lives loves him.
Right.
Like, you don't have to be. It didn't have to be Tom Brady.
Right.
Why couldn't you get somebody likable?
Right. Yeah.
Well, the NFL writes their scripts. Have you seen that?
Thank you, Arian Foster. Arian Foster's a real good follow on Twitter.
No, everybody's talking about the NFL is scripted.
Yep.
Now,
Arian.
Yeah, he's a weird guy, right?
It's just so weird that it's Arian Foster. Like he had that brief 2-year window in fantasy football. Remember that?
Yeah.
I was thinking about this the other day and how, like, in the 90s, these guys, maybe it's just because we were kids, but like all these guys, I remember all these guys, and I think of them fondly, even on other teams and stuff. This is like 2008 to 2022 range of people. Like, do you remember these guys fondly? Do you think about them often? Like, how often are you thinking about Arian Foster? Like these guys that are. It's weird, right?
I sometimes think of that, like that era of Sean Alexander and and like that running back class.
Yeah.
And
Priest Holmes,
right, and how like that's so forgotten, and well, not even forgotten. It's just
pretty
the NFL
forgotten.
Adjusted, you know.
Yeah,
but you're right. Like a lot of those guys, like Sean Alexander was in for the Hall of Fame, and I think he got in. Maybe he didn't. Somebody got in.
Like Des Bryant. Like, how much have you thought about Des Bryant as a great player over the last few years? None.
Not at all.
You know.
Yeah, I would say like the 2010s, that give or take probably a couple years, pretty forgettable.
Yeah.
My gut tells me
it was a fun time in
football. Football has changed.
Is that what it is?
I think most people, especially people from our very specific age group.
Yeah.
I think we experienced football through fantasy football, and now the game has changed, as has fantasy football. So players are just more forgettable.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Every player on my roster is 1,100 yards and 6 touchdowns. You know, what wide receiver did I just describe to you? Literally all of them.
Yeah, right.
Many.
And every team has a bunch. Whereas back in the day, and I could be wrong, but there was only like 3 dudes you had to know.
Mm-hmm.
You knew the quarterback, you knew 1 wide receiver, sometimes 2, but very rarely, and you knew the running back because that was 90% of the offense.
Right.
Now what's his face? Well, who's that? Who's the running back for the Eagles who's only scores against the Giants?
Miles Sanders or Boston Scott?
Boston Scott.
Yeah.
He had like 6 touchdowns this year.
All of them were against the Giants.
But like, so did every other running back.
Yeah, I know, right? Oh, running backs are like, we've talked about it before, but just how running back has changed over the years, where you have like 3 on your team, and those are your 3. You just rotate them out depending on when you need them. You know, like 10 years ago, 15 years ago, that would be absurd that Sean Alexander would split time with somebody.
Right. Mm-hmm. It was such an anomaly when. Boy, I'm sorry.
I think I know where you're going, but go ahead.
Go ahead. Finish
the
my
Giants
thought.
with Ron Dane and Thunder and Lightning, him and Tiki Barber.
It's actually not what I was thinking of. I'm very sorry. Who's that tiny little scat back? He played for San Diego.
And Darren Sproles. Darren Sproles.
Thank you.
There's a guy. That's a perfect example.
It was such an anomaly that Darren Sproles could be successful, and that they would just bring a different dude in around the goal line.
Right.
And now that's just every team.
Right. But like that whole Darren Sproles, easily forgettable. Why? He was like a fun player. Like Reggie Bush. Do we think about him ever, except for his Heisman Trophy thing? No.
I'll tell you what.
Really.
When they released who was going to be up for the Hall of Fame this year, that was a weird moment for me, because I'm like, oh yeah, Devin Hester, he was awesome. I haven't thought about Devin Hester in like 10 years, but he was great. You know, a lot of those guys on that list, I'm like, oh yeah, Tony Boselli, yeah, like it's weird.
It's bizarre. All right, Pro Bowl. They also had the catch competition. What'd you think of that? It was like a shittier dunk contest.
That's fun.
I miss like the quarterback competition back in the day.
Yes,
right.
I remember Quarterback Club, the game.
Yeah, Quarterback Club,
and the best, and the game sucked, but the best mode was like the QB competitions.
Yeah.
I think I also miss those, but I feel like media has just changed. Because that's the type of shit you would watch on a Saturday afternoon on ESPN.
Yeah,
like that's what they would play on at 3:00, and you know, like you're a kid and it's Saturday. What else are you gonna do?
Right.
Now you're not stuck looking for something to watch. You can just pick out specifically what you want.
Yeah.
So that whole like wide world of sports where you just witness weird things, you get them in little YouTube bites. You know, it's like, oh, check out what they do in Nova Scotia. They're throwing geese across the pond. Pond geesing. It's a classic.
Geese bowling.
Yeah.
The Geese Bowling League, eh?
But you watch like a 30-second TikTok on it and you're like, okay, I get it. Whereas back then ESPN would be like, here's half an hour. Enjoy.
You're watching this. You're watching this Quarterback Club.
Watch Ray Lucas try at this Quarterback Club.
But I miss that. I miss almost being forced to watch something sort of shitty.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, there was a time where I would never miss a Pro Bowl because, you know, once again, it was kind of like the only thing on, and I got to see certain guys that I never saw play with each other. I'm like, that's kind of fun. They used to have like the different colored the different, like all the uniforms would be the same, but the helmets would be different. I thought that was cool, like a really cool visual.
Right.
I didn't watch it. I didn't watch a single thing of this. I just didn't even care.
I didn't either. All right, moving on.
I saw somebody got hurt though.
Yeah, a broken toe or something.
Yeah, I mean, it's not major, but still.
It is somewhat worth mentioning how unbelievably shit the quarterbacks were.
Yeah.
It was a backup and a dude who got benched.
Yeah, right.
Derek Carr and Tyler Huntley were in there.
Yeah. Trevor Lawrence was the other one who.
Trevor Lawrence was probably the best quarterback who played in that Pro Bowl.
Kirk Cousins played.
Trevor Lawrence is probably the best quarterback Pro Bowl.
Back in the day, guys used to actually play in that game.
Yeah. It used to be money, I thought you got like $25K for showing up.
Money, and you got to go
like
to
$45K if you
got to bring your family to Hawaii.
Right. It was like a vacation, and they'd give you all sorts of gear and stuff like that. So I'm sure I know it's still in your contract, though. I think we talked about this last episode. So, Tyler Huntley, good for him. I'm sure he's got like hey, if you make the Pro Bowl right, you'll get like $25,000. So when they invite him, he's like, yep.
His agent put that in there as a joke.
Right.
He was like, oh my God, you want to see something real funny I did?
They don't even know. Oh my God.
Best agent ever. Lamar should get
$80 million and they signed it.
Yeah.
Harbaugh's like, yeah, we'll get him good.
He hated signing that check.
I was just thinking too, I think the Ravens are going to get lapped by the Bengals. I think Joe Burrow is going to sign a contract before Lamar Jackson signs a contract.
Yeah.
Which was like 3 years late.
Lamar's probably getting traded. I'm thinking.
If you can. I mean,
we'll see. All right, moving on from the Pro Bowl to a weirder story. Aaron Rodgers.
Oh God,
this guy's had a week.
We're down one Poochie. We still got the other.
Being courted by the Raiders.
Yep.
Raiders fans
aggressively
yelling at him at golfing outings, and Davante Adams, who now apparently has moved on from Derek Carr, and he's back with the idea like, oh, Rodgers should just come here. I thought you hated him, and that's why he left, but okay. Well, there's a lot going on in this guy's world, right? Rodgers, Poochie, he's got a lot going on. He just needs to, unplug and kind of figure out what he's going to do. So what is he going to do? He's going to go on a darkness retreat.
It's like a walkabout, but like Sylvia Plath sad.
Darkness retreat. That's what he's going to do.
Yeah. Good for him.
To try to figure out what to do.
He's just doing a lot of drugs. That's all.
I love that the NFL is just like cool.
Here's the line.
If a black player did this, by the way.
Oh my God.
Here it is. Aaron Rodgers hopes darkness will help him see the light about his future. I've got a pretty cool opportunity to do self-reflection in isolation. And then after that, I feel like I'll be a lot closer to a final decision.
Oh, this is so fucking embarrassing. He should be embarrassed. His mom needs to call him and be like, look, Aaron, this isn't working for anyone.
Sit down, son.
I'm taking my isolation retreat, and I'm going to be able to contemplate all things about my future to make a decision that is best for me moving forward and in the highest interest of my happiness.
Can you hold an intervention for someone who's just straight up being a nerd?
Yeah.
Like,
could you imagine 4.5 hours of him talking about
Aaron? We don't care about the drugs. Yeah. We just want you to stop being such a fucking weirdo about it.
Here's how he describes a darkness retreat. It's just sitting in isolation, meditating, and dealing with your thoughts. It stimulates DMT, so there can be some hallucinations in there, but it's just kind of sitting in silence, which most of us don't do. We rarely even turn off our phone or put the blinds down and sleep in darkness. I'm really looking forward to it.
He's going to see the Hat Man again.
Hat Man's coming. Hat Man. That's why he's doing this. He wants
so
to
he can revisit the Hat Man.
He's got to talk to Hat Man.
You're my only friend.
Hat Man, you're my only friend.
Goes for a high five, misses. It's all right, Hat Man. We'll get that. We got 4 weeks, Hat Man. We can get that right.
You think the Packers team is like, please don't come back.
Oh my God.
Please don't come. We don't care. We don't care if we lose every game. Please don't come back.
Also how like aggressive the Raiders are. Obviously you're not supposed to, but nobody gives a shit. And I love how like complacent the Jets are. Like they got Hackett for the sole reason to get Aaron Rodgers, and they're like playing by the rules, and everybody else is just breaking them, and the Jets are just sitting there, and very funny to me.
Oh God, even the Jets screw it up. All right, let's do a couple of the awards, I guess. Who should win MVP of the NFL? You have an opinion on that?
Mahomes.
Not just Jefferson?
No. Maybe
Justin
offensive player of the year. I'll give it offensive player of the year, Justin Jefferson. But
okay.
Yeah. No, Mahomes will get he might win in a landslide. I think 50 people vote or something like that. There's like some round number. I bet he gets it all. I bet he's unanimous.
Wow. Yep. Okay. All right. You got a coach of the year?
Dayball, our boy.
It kind of might have to be, right?
Yeah, right.
It's not Nick Sirianni?
He's good.
Lost only twice?
Yeah, but Dayball. Honestly, though, he got a team that was he inherited a team that's pretty damn good. Dayball just had nothing and put that team to the playoffs.
So him and Two Cigarette Tina are gonna
right. Oh man.
Two Cigarette Tina.
What's he gonna do with his trophy? Does he get a trophy? I hope he does.
What's it look like? Can you smoke a bowl out of it?
He's gonna hang it up in bar.
Yeah,
hang it up in bar.
He's gonna hang it up in bar, like on the wall.
Just like slam it down.
Trophy.
Yeah.
Or does he drink beer out of it?
Well, he's got to get his game of golden tea in first.
Of course. Got to do that. He drinks Miller Lite out of his trophy,
right,
out of the cup.
Honestly, I think he actually does win that. The more I was trying to think about anybody else, and I guess Sirianni maybe, but this only goes for the regular season. You're not supposed to count the
only
playoffs.
Regular season,
right? Yeah. And the Eagles had a ridiculously easy schedule. He had a much better team to work with. Mm-hmm. I mean, Dayball came in with nothing and got that team to the playoffs. And once again, it might have been a schedule thing. It was a schedule thing, but still,
sure.
Just getting there is impressive.
What about Nathaniel Hackett? You think he's got a chance?
Even his kids aren't giving him best dad.
Worst grandma.
Second place.
They're giving it to his dad coach.
Life coach. You're our best dad.
His life coach they were competitive with his life coach.
And they were a little more competitive. Speaking of the Broncos, you see Sean Payton's already all over Russell Wilson. Like, you can't bring your personal trainer. Like, nope.
Oh, I love it. I don't love Sean
Payton.
Payton, but I do love that he's like,
he already is like, fuck this.
But coach, let's ride.
Yeah.
First order of business, you're never saying that shit again.
Yeah.
Don't say it again. Don't do it.
Russell
All
Wilson,
right, coach, but what if we're actually riding?
No.
Because I do plan to ride a horse to the game.
He's gonna Wade Boggs it. He's gonna ride a horse out. Yeah. Like sad Wade Boggs.
Russell Wilson the more I hear about him, he just seems like an alien in a human skin outfit, trying to figure out how humans interact with each other. Such a weirdo. I'm usually fine with weirdos, but he's like disingenuous weirdo. I don't like that.
Here's an award for just us. What was your favorite part of this season so far? What's your favorite thing that happened?
Oh,
do you have a favorite thing, a favorite moment, a game, anything?
I know this is very recent.
Yeah.
So, and I'm sorry to bring it up again, but that unbelievably shit play that the Cowboys ran.
Ezekiel Elliott.
Ezekiel Elliott just got blasted into the stratosphere.
That's pretty good.
It took him so long and a timeout to go 9 yards
and lose. That might be it.
By the way, I love how Jerry's just like, stay the course, baby. It's like what you were saying, Greg. It's all about the money. He just doesn't want to change anything. Looked at the season. It's like, all right.
Great job.
I think we're on the right track.
I think this is funny too. They hired Brian Schottenheimer. They fired Kellen Moore.
Yeah.
They hired Brian Schottenheimer, who's probably a worse offensive coordinator, I'm guessing. Yeah. And then they say, "Oh, but don't worry, he's not calling the plays. Mike McCarthy's calling the plays." Like, what is?
Okay, look,
what is happening?
I know you are not your father. However, the Cowboys have had a complete inability to win when it matters. What is the one fucking thing Marty Schottenheimer's known for?
Right. Losing
when it matters.
Mm-hmm. Just like it's basically the Cowboys right now. They'll get there. They'll just lose the first or second round.
Right. They're like,
that's exactly what Marty was good at.
We've lost in real weird ways. Like, can it get weirder? Let's find out.
Yeah, let's find out. I'm in for it.
Let's find out how much weirder it can get.
The two things I love this season, if I have to pick a play, it's that Patriots Raiders lateral. That was
oh my god,
one of the funniest goddamn things I've ever seen. Especially Mac Jones being sent to the Shadow Realm. That was real
stiff armed into hell.
Yeah.
Like Chandler Jones.
Real funny. And then like an arc of this season is Brady coming back, getting divorced, and then retiring anyway. That healed me.
Oh, that's a really good one. And then just playing such shit.
You're right. That
when what's his face? When Mike Evans dropped that wide open.
When he bobbled it. For 10 yards. He could have caught it for 10 straight yards and missed it. That was good.
Tom Brady typed out, "I'm sorry," but didn't send.
This isn't mine, I don't think, but his stupid slide tackle
at the end of
the playoff game where he missed everybody. That was fun. Maybe Hines returning the kick after fun. Hamlin. That was fun.
Yep.
Returning the kickoff, which we never see kickoffs return for touchdowns, and then he returned a second one. That was fun. I like that. That was good. I enjoyed this. I enjoyed the snow. I've seen the snow game. Mm-hmm. The Chargers meltdown,
which we all called just so far ahead in the future. We all just knew that was going to happen.
The meltdown of the Chargers. Oh,
and they're once again, just stay the course. Sure. Why not?
Why not? Just stay the course. Nothing's going to change. All right. Are we ready for Super Bowl? Little Super Bowl chat?
Yeah, just quick. Did you? Yeah. I get a lot of my information from Pat McAfee. So if you saw this, you probably saw, no one about to say. Mm-hmm. Apparently, CBS had to have an intervention with Tony Romo.
Right.
Yeah, they tried and failed.
Right.
Not this year.
Tried and failed is what they said.
But first off, he was good until this year.
Yeah.
So
I don't know what were they trying to change? Yeah,
that he was just babbling in the last game. Like he was just they felt like he's not being prepared. He doesn't prepare for these games at all.
That's part of his charm.
Yeah, it is part of his charm. And they talked about how in the first couple of seasons that's what you loved about him.
Right.
So now they have a different, note for him, I guess.
I mean, he was shit in that most recent game.
He was.
It was weird. He was weirdly shit.
Yeah.
Like he had a real bender the night before.
Way worse than he's been.
But still, like, Tony Romo was great until this year, and apparently but this intervention was last off season, so it was before this year. So whatever they tried to get out of him backfired in a big fucking way.
And honestly, he covered a couple. Yeah, he covered a couple Bills games this year that I watched all those games start to finish. I never had a problem. I never in those games he was fine to me. He sounded just like he always did.
Yeah. He was pretty bad in that last game, but
he was 100%. I'm not debating that. Yeah,
but not every single game was that bad. I don't think.
Yeah,
I'll take babbling Tony Romo over Joe Buck any fucking day.
Oh man, God.
I know Joe Buck and Tony Romo aren't the same position, but I also hate Troy Aikman in the booth. So fuck him.
Yeah.
Can you imagine
Brady airplane crash?
Brady talking for 4 hours, not this year, but next year on a broadcast.
No.
I mean, I just what the hell is that man going to bring to the table in terms of entertainment?
Nothing.
Look, Joe Buck, I'm tired of talking about the fucking game. We're just going to sit here in silence.
Right.
Shut up, Joe. Okay.
Can't wait to hear anecdotal stories about Danny Amendola. That's great.
Julian
What do you say about Danny Amendola that isn't he tried to R a girl? That's not even a real story. I just assume it happened. That's all Tom Brady knows about him.
However, I will say this. If Brady slips and says, this one time me and Aaron Hernandez, I'll turn up the volume.
Oh my God. All right, let's talk about the Super Bowl. Let's get out of this and talk about the Super Bowl. Eagles, Chiefs. How do you foresee this going?
Eagles are going to blow them out of the water. Yeah.
I think the Eagles are going to blow them out of the water.
Yeah, I do too.
I admittedly, I actually have not been paying too much attention this week. I have enjoyed our week off just as everyone else has.
Sure.
So I don't know if there's like any new info on Mahomes' leg or anything like that.
I haven't seen anything.
I just think the Eagles are a better team.
Yep.
just again watching them play football the last few weeks because it was the only chance I got. God damn.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they look good.
Sometimes people shit the bed, and I will say Mahomes has now been there several times. He knows what it's like to deal with that extra thing. Whereas but it's not like Alabama's a small fucking school.
Mm-hmm.
Like they know what it's like to play in a big game.
Yeah, and he does well in big games. And I look at the Eagles just look hungrier. The Chiefs just kind of limped there. They you can make an argument they weren't better than the Bengals. That they just kind of we talked about in the last show. They just kind of like got to the Super Bowl, and it is an accomplishment. It's nothing. I'm not trying to downplay it, but at the same time, like the Eagles just look hungry. They look ravenous. They look like they're ready to beat the shit out of you. I don't get that vibe from the Chiefs. So emotion plays a big role in these big games. So I'm gonna go with the Eagles.
Yeah. I think the Eagles are going to win too. How do the Chiefs win this game? I guess that's the bigger question because we know how the Eagles will win. They'll just bludgeon them to death, and Mahomes has a messed up ankle. Like, what is the game plan in your mind if you're Andy Reid? How do you exploit the Eagles? How do you play this out? I guess
you gotta. I mean, I would imagine spying on Jalen Hurts, having guys back there to keep him contained as best you can, and then throw a lot of because he is still young. So throw a lot of defensive disguises at him, try to confuse him a little bit, see if you can get some turnovers. If you get some short fields, you can have him fuck up a couple of times. That's probably your best chance. Because even in a shootout, if this is just a straight shootout, I'm still giving it to the Eagles. I think the Eagles are so much more balanced.
If you're the Chiefs, you don't want it to be a shootout. Yeah. I would think you want it to be close, slow, and plotting, which makes me think they need to use Pacheco in this game a lot. Like they need to run the ball and actually like control the clock if they hope to remain in this game, right?
And then I feel like the problem is Mahomes gets it in his head that this is like, it's time to score because he does that at will. Like he is amazing in that one. You don't want to score quickly here. You want to take your time.
Right. Can they do that? Can they actually run the ball against this front four?
I don't think they can.
Yeah, I don't think they can either. Like they make do with the running backs they have, but
I just don't think they don't have enough weapons, and there's a real possibility that the Eagles just triple cover Kelsey and call it a day.
Just call it a day. Yeah. And that's any of those receivers are quality, not because they're quality. They're quality because the person throwing the ball is insane.
Yep.
And if he can't escape, even if he's healthy, if he can't escape and make plays, if they're triple covering Kelsey, he's going to be in trouble.
And the Eagles can get pressure just with their front four. They don't need to blitz anybody. That front four is great as it is. I don't see it. I think the Eagles get their second Super Bowl and good for their fans.
I think make a prediction here. You never want to see anybody get hurt, but I predict Chad Henne's going to play in this game.
Oh man.
Oh wow.
I think
the NFL's a nightmare.
I think that Mahomes is going to go down, or they're going to be getting blown out, and they're going to put Henne in.
Wow.
To end the game because
it's a long off season
out to put Henne in.
Not because he's doing badly, but because they can't get him any more hurt. If they're down like 30 points, put Henne in and just call it. Right?
Yeah.
If he's got the ankle injury, you might as well not get him hurt, I would think. Okay. Any prop bets we like here? I got a little list.
Oh yeah, hit me. I looked
some lists.
Brad
well, the over-under is
that I loved.
The over-under is 50 points. What do you think about that? That's tough.
I'll take the under on that.
Yeah, I was going to take the under.
Take the under.
Yeah.
My gut says 43.5 is where I would take the over.
40-3 Eagles.
Maybe.
Yeah.
Eagles are only 1.5 point favorite.
That's
a
as far as Greg bets go. I did take
a Greg bet.
Yeah,
that's a Greg bet.
That's close. I feel like that's one of the closer spreads in a while, right?
Yeah, close for Super Bowl. Yeah. Here's a couple of them. First touchdown. Anybody for first touchdown?
Miles Sanders.
Oh, for who scores the first touchdown?
Who scores the first touchdown in the game?
Jalen Hurts.
There you go. Good one.
Running. Ooh.
Yep.
Give me Boston Scott. Our guy.
First and goal. At the 1.
Travis Kelce over 6.5 receptions.
Oh yeah.
Over.
Oh, over.
Yeah. What else
I would bet a decent amount of money on that.
Okay.
The only way that he gets less than 7 catches is if he gets hurt.
Right.
By his brother.
Brother versus brother. We didn't talk about that. Do you care about that at all?
No, of course not at all. They're both like, they're both fine, but they're both like totally bland to me. They're just like, oh yeah, you're pretty good at what you guys do. That's all right. What is isn't one of them a center? Like,
yeah. He's a center.
Can't get that excited.
He's a center. Let's see what else we got.
Do you think Tyreek Hill's going to watch this game?
Oh, he's going to be pissed.
Oh God,
he's going to be tweeting.
Hide his kid then.
Oh God. It's true though. Like, somebody get that kid out of there, please. What else? I like this one. Devonta Smith. Devonta Smith, sorry. Over under 62.5 receiving yards. You get that in one pass.
Yeah. Especially the way the Chiefs tackle.
Yeah.
So, I'd probably go over on that.
Yeah, I'll go over on that. Super Bowl MVP. You got to guess? Right now, Miles Sanders is 25-1 to win Super Bowl MVP. It's probably going to be Jalen Hurts if they win.
Has to be Jalen Hurts.
Yeah, right.
It's whatever quarterback.
Right. 100%.
Unless there's some fucking shenanigans.
Yeah, I don't like that.
Like if there's some defensive player who sacks Mahomes 6 times.
Who won the MVP last year? Was it Stafford or Cooper Kupp? Did Cooper Kupp actually?
I think it was
win
Cooper Kupp.
MVP?
It was Cooper Kupp because they brought him out and he was heavily concussed. It was just like, bananas are my favorite fruit. And like, good job, buddy. Here's your trophy.
I'll have lamp.
Yeah.
All right. Hassan Reddick over under a half a sack.
Over. He have you heard him going into this game? That dude is on a mission. He has talked about how nobody gives him any respect and he's super pissed off and he knows that he can do this. And there's a lot of confidence there, but it's not like that arrogant asshole confidence. It's I'm going to put on a show. I would.
You think he has like a Von Miller performance?
I think he definitely has over a sack.
Where he just dominates and wins. I think Von Miller won MVP in that Panther Super Bowl. I'm pretty sure.
Where you got the fumble recovery. Cam Newton didn't even try.
He didn't even try to recover it. For fuck's
not only
sake.
did he not try to recover it, he actively attempted to not get it.
Right.
Right? Wasn't that where he jumped back?
Yeah. He got out of the way. So Von Miller, Jesus Christ. Let's see.
You broke Greg on that one.
God. He actively tried not to get it. God damn it.
He has that moment where he thinks about going in and he's like, whoa.
No.
You think there's a weirdo that scores a touchdown in here? You got any weirdos? Every Super Bowl has a weird guy score, like a fullback you've never heard of scores.
A backup tackle who's eligible
like a second tight end or something. You got anybody you think that's weird enough to
Andy Reid.
Gardner Minshew.
He gets out there. Andy gets out there.
Let's go.
Trevor Siemian.
I'm open.
The Eagles score with every running back, so they bring in Trevor Siemian too.
Yeah.
Or not Trevor Siemian. Who's the other running back? They're like 5th string running back. They've got a million running back.
Yeah.
Who is better in this game, Goddard or Kelsey? Two good tight ends.
Yeah.
Well, probably Kelsey.
Yeah, Kelsey's going to definitely get a lot more targets.
All right. I like this one. I always like this one every year. Gatorade color.
Yellow.
God, it's a good one.
The only one that matters.
Blue.
Purple.
Blue Gatorade? Come on.
Frost. Gatorade Frost, my God.
What is this, 1999?
Yeah, I live in that space. I always think WCW is going to take over.
Yeah. Ryan's just cranking the new radicals and just.
Yeah, I like the the new radicals
of the era.
Yes. I don't know what is the over under for the national anthem. I always like betting that.
Who's singing it this year? Do we know? I feel like that's important to know.
That is important.
All right, let's find out first.
Because if it's some country music, they ain't gonna embellish anything.
It is. Blah blah blah. Stapleton will be performing. Chris Stapleton.
Is he country music? Yeah.
Country music.
How long does it take me to say the national anthem? Because that's how long it's going to take him to go through it.
He will be singing the national anthem.
Yeah.
Yeah, but he specifically requested to do the racist verse.
Is he?
Throws a
Is he
hard
racist?
R out
I don't
there.
know if he
He's
is.
a country singer, I'm sure.
Yeah, right.
There's he definitely prefers some verses of the national anthem over others.
Oh boy. Oh my god. I can't even bet that. Okay.
Halftime show is Rihanna, right?
Rihanna, like that?
Yeah.
All right.
How do you feel about that?
Good.
Totally fine.
Yeah, I like Rihanna.
I enjoyed
People-
last year's.
I love
way,
last year's
way
was
too
insane.
much.
Easily the best.
Oh yeah,
It was fun.
Yeah. And I mean, up until that point, the Prince one was my favorite, but last year's blew it out of
That
the water.
might still be the
adored last
greatest
year's.
one. Prince is pretty damn good.
It was raining too, right?
Yeah, it
That
was.
was
I
pretty.
don't have a tremendous amount of affection for Prince.
No, but that I'm not like I understand. I appreciate his talent.
Yeah.
He's not totally for me, but that performance was
Yeah.
pretty goddamn
Oh,
I
good.
didn't mind.
and-
Go ahead.
I think that is important. I watched relatively recently, I think a 1988 Prince concert. Holy fuck.
Mhm.
They don't do anything like that anymore.
Oh yeah,
Have you
I mean,
seen?
that was
you
so
mu-
good.
You must have seen the Prince concert or no, I'm sorry, the James Brown concert. Have you seen this video
No.
where he brings out Prince, like a
Mm.
14-year-old Prince,
wow,
Oh, wow, that's sick.
and Michael Jackson
holy shit!
in the same concert? It's ridiculous.
I
Wow.
once
like,
told
he was-
James Brown that he couldn't park somewhere.
You
you sure
sure parked there, Godfather of
wasn't-
Soul?
Ernest the Cat Miller, you told that to?
Oh, I'm sure.
Oh my
Get out
God.
of here, Ernest the Cat Miller.
It was his tour bus. Yeah.
Yeah.
I got to go on the bus and be like, you can't be here.
Wow,
That's it. That's my James Brown story. He was sitting there.
James
That's
Brown.
it.
James Brown.
He said,
Have me.
okay.
They said okay. They wouldn't even fight you.
Yeah.
Nope. All right, we're good. We follow the
okay.
rules here.
And then I
James is-
became Prince.
James I became Prince. Jesus Christ. And then I became Michael Jackson. Ugh.
Yes.
All right. Any other props or any Super Bowl chats that we have not covered? We think the Eagles are going to blow them out.
We do. You know, there's always the commercials. I'm sure we'll talk about those. It's always
Yeah. Has
entertaining.
that gone
at least.
away a little bit?
It has. Most of the time, they're just
Like movie trailers.
already
and
seen 'em.
stuff.
Right,
Yeah.
right. How many times are we going to see Ant-Man in this?
well,
A
he's
billion.
tiny. It's really
Billion.
hard to see.
Yeah, right. Got to get a
A
magnifying.
billion. Yeah.
Now,
How many
also,
times
oh
are-
my god! For reference, that would be a fucking insane bit if you played the trailer on the TV, but it was like,
Oh, that's
that
great.
big, and you had
Yeah,
to get
right.
super close to see it.
Love that.
Oh my god, nerds would lose their fucking minds.
They would.
They'd come into your store and talk to you about it
Like-
every single
Like
day.
in a good way. Like
Yeah.
people would be like
Yeah.
trying to blow it up and see all this stuff.
That would be
But
real clever.
The return of Thanos in it.
Yeah, right.
He's back, baby.
Look, it's Superman's in this, huh? What?
What?
We're
Dormammu's
crossing
in this.
promotion.
That's-
Dormammu and
Urkel?
Urkel.
Dormammu.
Somebody at Disney
Come
should be
to Morgan.
fired for not thinking about that.
Yeah.
I think tiny Ant-Man trailer is
Oh,
a billion-dollar idea.
I like it. They've done 3 movies now. They should have figured this out already.
And
I guess
I only saw the first one, and I was
Right.
like, one's enough for me.
Yeah. Right.
We're going on 3 here, baby.
Yeah.
I could
There are
not
plenty of other characters that you
possibly
can.
care. This has to be
work.
the worst jumping off point for
Yeah.
anything I've ever seen.
Unless
That's like starting the fucking Superman universe with a Jimmy Olsen movie.
unless this,
reporter.
unless Kang the Conqueror just kills Ant-Man at the end. That would be insane. Like, here's the Ant-Man movie where we introduce this whole thing, but he also dies. And this guy just straight up kills him. All right.
I've gotten to the point where I've only seen maybe a third of the Marvel movies.
You hate Marvel movies. We talked
I
about
don't
this.
hate them. They're just
You
boring.
don't
Yeah.
have the time for this shit.
I got bored with. We watched Wakanda Forever came on, and I got real fucking bored of that movie.
Really?
Yeah, did not my
Not a
thing.
fan.
Namor's feety wings didn't do it for me.
Oh, the little
Mark,
feeties.
Mark just kept wondering when the Black Panther was going to show up.
Yeah, I was like, this is like 2 hours in.
Where is
It's
he?
like there's like a post-credit sting.
They showed him at the beginning.
Where is he?
What happened? Who's the fish guy?
Save this.
All right, real quick. We had no categories this week, but real quick. What are the Colts and Cardinals doing? I just put it back in. What are the Colts and Cardinals doing? Neither one has a head coach still.
Maybe
And
they're biding their time.
The Cardinals, it looks like it's going to be Kafka. Who?
What?
Yeah, because it was down to 3. It's either going to be Mike Kafka, the quarter. I don't even know what the hell he was doing, offensive coordinator somewhere. What? He used to be in the NFL. He used to be real shit. He used to be a Patriot. He was like the Patriots' third string quarterback. He's only I think been a coordinator or a head or a position coach for 3 years, but that's good enough to get him a head coaching job. I'm betting it's going to be him. The other one is the Bengals defensive coordinator, and the third one was Brian Flores, who apparently was offered the job and told him to fuck off.
So what?
He took a D coordinator job instead.
Ouch.
Yeah,
they're quickly Googling, can I unfire somebody?
The Colts are interviewing more and more people. Who else can we interview?
Yeah.
Please no Jeff Saturday.
There's 12 people get a third interview.
My God. All right. No segments this week. We're skipping the segments because there's no games. So we're just gonna do the season long sad boy boat. Season long sad boy boat. 4 people immortalized for being sad. We know Tom Brady is on this.
Yeah, he's
the captain. Brady. This is going to be named after him.
Yeah, from here on in, it is the SS Tom Brady.
The USS Tom Brady.
So I think either Russ or Hackett has to go on there.
Yeah.
I feel like Hackett was never the sadder of the two.
He was never sad. He was always smiling.
He was oblivious to everything that was going on around him. So I would say Russell.
Including how many timeouts he had.
Yeah, he's oblivious that he might get fired.
All right, I'm on board with Russ then.
That one dejected... Let's ride. Was just the
that was so insane.
It was so
the one where he almost said let's go Hawks.
Yeah, right.
That was also sad.
I was thinking the one where he was almost
let's
all
go.
the way off the stage and then
right.
remembered that he had to say his catchphrase.
Yeah.
Yes. That's right. He almost left and then turned around and went, that's right.
That's right.
All right, so that's 2.
All right. What about Rodgers? Is he on the sad boy boat or is he too high?
Oh, he's too high.
He might be too high for it. He might be too high for it.
He also came around in the
That's what I'm about to say. Toward the end, he got less
sort of
sad.
bounced back a little bit.
Because they got good. I mean,
he got his groove back. How Rodgers got his groove
moment.
back.
Yeah.
Spoiler, it's drugs.
But then he got knocked out via the Lions. So how happy could he be?
Right. Yeah. That he ended on an unbelievably sad moment.
Yeah. Right. It was his fault. He did
get it back a little bit. I might throw I'm thinking maybe Kirk Cousins. Like he was kind of sad all year, and then also instant failure when it mattered.
Just a 6-yard out route when you need 14 yards on 4th down.
How about Zach Wilson?
Ooh, he went from
he was definitely a sad boy.
A future gonna be a guy to nothing.
Yeah,
absolutely nothing. He's gonna be in the USFL.
That might be the best scenario.
He's good enough for that.
Yeah.
He's not good enough. He has to go to the XFL.
And we'll have to talk about we'll have to pick I think we picked our XFL and USFL teams.
Yeah, we did. He has to go to the AFL too.
There you go.
Reboot. Listen to last week's show. We still don't have a 4th person, do we?
No.
Russell, Brady, Rodgers.
Let's put Rodgers on the
Rodgers.
sad boy boat.
That's fine. Yeah.
Okay.
Who started the sad boy boat?
Any Cowboys? Mike McCarthy was on the sad boy boat several times.
Yeah, he was pretty. Yeah,
he was pretty sad.
Yeah, because they showed him depressed.
He was always sad. He was very sad on the sidelines.
That Green Bay coach always
Matt LaFleur. He was
cry.
He was also on the sad boy boat.
I think Matt LaFleur needs to be on there because he was legitimately sad. Right. Like he was in a perpetual state of getting fired.
Right.
Let's move Rodgers off because I think too high. To worry about it. Yeah. So LaFleur in instead. Mike McCarthy.
I like Mike McCarthy because he did look like he was about to cry all the time. I like that.
Kingsbury on the sad boy boat.
Kingsbury.
No, Kingsbury was once again oblivious to his own failure.
True. The Joker's not sad.
Yeah, right.
Why
He's
so
too
serious?
chaotic to be sad.
Why so serious?
Does he look like the kind of guy who cries?
Oh my God. What does he do with all his money? He burns it just like the Joker.
Right.
That's the funniest shit ever. That was so good.
Is Tua a sad boy?
Oh
no,
God.
he doesn't have emotions anymore.
They're gone.
They're gone.
Oh my God.
Oh, we got
Some harsh criticism on this show.
Not a criticism, that's science.
Yeah.
You know how like when
It's
somebody gets
just
like a rod through their
science.
head and then they're a totally different person?
Right. Tua's just gonna be a Terminator.
No, somebody gets a rod through the head and they're different. Oh God damn it. That's good. I don't know if Tua deserves to be on
No,
the
Tua doesn't. Yeah. I still go with McCarthy. Yeah, like I said, he just looked so sad all the time. Just looked
McCarthy.
lost. And I love that they looked at him this year in his total lack of leadership and they're like, one more year.
Yes. And not only will you be back, you're also going to call plays.
Right. New offense. Go ahead.
Okay. That's our sad boy vote for the season. Let us know if we missed anybody. We probably did.
Yeah. But
I'm sure we did.
I feel like we have a good list there.
That's a good list. All right. There's no segments this week, so we're going to go straight to our plugs. We did our Stuck episode of the TJF podcast. You can go find that. It's very funny. And we're working on our karate episode, which will probably happen after the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
So look for the karate episode. That's going to be a good one.
Really looking forward to that.
That's going to be a solid one. Steve Urkel doing karate. Cody.
Yeah.
Who else is in there?
Cody was a real kickboxer.
Perfect
right?
Strangers.
Yeah.
Perfect Strangers doing karate, right? They did a karate episode.
I'm really
yeah.
So the Urkel one, Urkel learns karate to fight crime. So just
right.
There had to have been a step by step, right?
That's the one with Cody.
Sorry, next step by step. Sorry, Full House. Like, doesn't Kenny learn karate at some point?
I'm sure there's got to be. There's got to be. It's got to be.
Oh God! If there's a Michelle learns karate, that might finish Greg off.
That might end it. That might end the show. Show's over.
22 minutes of her doing air kicks.
Oh God!
With a laugh track.
Psychopaths laughing.
Fucking up the Ninja Turtles origins.
Again.
Remember Michelangelo with his bow staff. Fuck! Not Kang. What did Krang? What did they call?
Yeah.
What did he call him in the last one?
Yeah, it was wrong. Whatever it was.
It wasn't Krang.
Yeah.
Oh boy. All right. TJF podcast coming out. Go check that out. We'll see you for the Super Bowl, and then we're gonna take some time off. So so join us for the Super Bowl, and then we'll be breaking down the draft.
I have
What do they do? Fly Eagles fly.
Fly Eagles.
A final football foobar next week.
One more, and I've been saving it.
Foobar.
So, yep.
Do we have the full list of all foobars?
We can
have all the
foobars? I have it. So
we should go through it next week as like a, when New Japan shows all the champions before the match on the screen.
That's fun.
I like that. Just like to play a little music, like all the foobars.
Marcus Vick.
Ryan Leaf.
See, forever ago we did the Ryan Leaf one.
It's been
simpler times.
Many weeks. All right, we're out of here. Peace out. We'll see you. Enjoy the Super Bowl.
Bye.
Bye.